Hello, my name is Carmen. I'm a Twitch VTuber and I'm also a book lover. I read horror, dark fiction, and mystery. As always, I'm open to suggestions, so please post your recommendations in the comments. This week I did a buddy read of a classic espionage book, and I also read a winter horror book that put me in the mood for those darker, colder months coming up. First, I read The Big Four by Agatha Christie. This was a buddy read from one of my fellow Twitch streamers. I put a link to their channel in the description. This is a very different book from Agatha Christie, from some of the locked room mysteries authors known for. This book is more of an espionage thriller book. This is the fifth book in the Hercule Poirot series. Of course, Poirot is a very famous detective. In the book series, there's been numerous TV and movie adaptations, most recently, the Kenneth Branagh version. In this book, a man shows up at Poirot's apartment. He's emaciated, he's ill, he's babbling. He writes the number four over and over. Before the doctor arrives, someone breaks in and strangles him. It's later learned that the man is referring to a multicultural, multinational group called the Big Four, who are working towards world domination. Instead of one evil genius, there's four. Poirot is trying to find out who they are, how to stop them. Here's a quote. These four are branded together to destroy the existing social order and to replace it with an anarchy in which they would reign as dictators. This book is a big departure from the mysteries I'm used to. I wanted to know why this one's different. So I did a little research. I'll link that in the description. In this book, it was originally a serial that was published in 1924 in a weekly journal called The Sketch, but it was made into a book in 1927. It was a difficult time in Christie's life. She needed money. She was having problems in her first marriage. She needed a complete book to publish, so she gathered the serials to be published. She didn't like the book and she called it the rotten book. My buddy read partner said it was like 007 and Austin Powers combined. I kind of got that. Yeah, I tend to agree with that. I have to say, I didn't dislike the book, but if you're going to expect the country cottage type of cozy mystery, this would be a disappointment. This is an espionage thriller book. I would say it's not my favorite Christie book, but I overall did like the book. It was entertaining. And I would say because I like the mystery better, I would give this 3 stars. The second book I read this week was Dark Matter by Michelle Paver. This is a horror novel that is set in 1937 between the First and Second World Wars. This is written in the epistolary form. The protagonist, Jack, is keeping a diary. Jack is poor and he is hired onto a team of well to do British explorers that go to the very northern part of Norway above the Arctic Circle. Jack can tell from the crew of the ship that is taking them there to the bay where they're staying that something isn't right. They're being kind of aloof, they're acting nervous. Eventually, the sun is going to start not coming up at all that north. And so they're going to be left in total darkness. As that time starts looming, strange things start happening. Jack starts seeing things. People start having strange dreams. The dogs are acting weird. Accidents start happening. Eventually, Jack is left by himself. I feel like this book was perfect for me. The story is atmospheric. I felt the cold. I felt the wind blowing, the darkness, the isolation of the main character. He starts seeing things. There was a buildup of uneasiness and tension. I did mark some of my favorite quotes to share with you. Time has no meaning. We have left the real world and entered a land of dreams. They do start having very strange dreams while they're there. Sometimes I wish it wasn't going to be quite so easy. It's as if we'll be playing at being in the Arctic, not the real thing at all. This is obviously before everything goes bad. They're thinking it's going to be easy. They've got some luxuries from home, gramophone, radio. They've got China. It's just something that was a bit of foreshadowing before everything starts going a little awry. Then there is whatever I do without pause. I don't like the silence when I stop. That refers to when he is left on his own and he starts to feel the effects of the isolation is starting to go a little off the rails. This was an excellent book. I loved everything about it. I found this book was very scary without being action packed. So they did so much with what the material they had without having to have like action, monster in your face, that sort of situation. This is an excellent horror book. I gave it 5 stars. I thank you so much for watching my review of The Big Four and Dark Matter. In the coming week, I will be reading an advanced reader copy of a mystery that I was given by the publisher, and I'll be reading a Christmas horror. If you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe to be notified of my future videos. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.